For 100 years, Americans have been fighting to enshrine equality in our Constitution with the Equal Rights Amendment. 100 years. In the half century since Congress approved the ERA, 38 states have ratified it. That's the exact number of states needed to certify the ERA as the 28th Amendment to the Constitution. So why the holdup? When Congress first approved the ERA in 1972, it imposed an arbitrary time limit on the ratification process. But that was more than 50 years ago. In the decades since, as I mentioned, the amendment has crossed the 38-state threshold, with Virginia becoming the most recent state to approve it in 2020. Think of it this way. If not for Congress standing in the way, the ERA would already be on the books. So it's time to clear the path for equality. The joint resolution we're considering today will repeal that arbitrary deadline in the preamble of this resolution once and for all. There is no room for uncertainty when it comes to protecting equal rights under the law. Sadly, that lesson was driven home last year by the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, and for the first time in history, to take away a constitutional right from every woman in America. For years, we've heard well-known arguments against the ERA. I remember the single-sex bathroom argument of many years ago. Some have argued that it's not necessary. Others have argued it's dangerous. Others have claimed that the ERA and the 14th Amendment are redundant. The reality is that the Supreme Court, which at the time was made up entirely of male justices, established a lower level of scrutiny for sex discrimination claims under the 14th Amendment. The ERA would finally change this.